morning walk. Today we are, thought I'd just record the day, see what comes of it. But it's a fun day today. It's, what day is it? Wednesday? It's a Wednesday. And I have one of my favorite things happening today. I've got a coach, not a client of mine, but a coach coming down for an in-person deep dive. So these in-person deep dives are some of my funnest days. They are exhausting from a physical energy standpoint, but they're some of my funnest days. So coach will travel to me over here in Manchester. Luckily, this guy's just from Liverpool, so it's not far. Coach will come down and I will get us an office space and we will lock in for 4 hours and we will take a deep dive into his business. I already know kind of, why they wanted this in the first place, what they're interested in, getting out of it and everything else. And yeah, he'll come and we'll lock ourselves away in the office. We'll get some coffee. We'll get the whiteboard up, get the iPad out, and we will literally just kind of go in depth in every single area of the business. We will find the constraints that are holding it back. We'll diagnose most of the problems. We'll write up strategies of what can we do. Sometimes we even plan some stuff out. For example, sometimes someone needs a VSL and we'll actually start writing it out there and then. Honestly, they're always so fun, and I love being able to have that space and time and doing it in person as well, and having that space and time to really, really go in deep. It's fun, and I love this stuff as well because you also I learn so much from doing these things because I learn what's going on in people's businesses, being able to get closer to your client or, the people that you work with and being able to take a real deep look into their situation gives you so much back as a coach yourself, So, yeah, that's what's going on today. Done, email written, sent out, turned into social media posts, sent out there as well. This is always the best part of my day. It's only an hour, or sometimes longer. Today it's only an hour because I got the in-person deep dive. But I love this. I always give myself a little bit longer, so an hour is long enough to sit there and actually, first of all, just kind of think what has been going on, and just kind of write for myself first and foremost of just the kind of content I do and what I teach is I call it reporting content, right? So it's not like you're not just posting a random fact, you're not just posting a random tip to your audience every day, which most people do. But first of all, you create this world which includes your own goals and where you're going, the big ideas and the mechanisms that make up your offer and your program, like the things that you help people with and what they do, your unique ideas, and then your community and your kind of coaching world, and then your clients. So you create this kind of scene and this setting, and then, when I sit down and I have my coffee, I just think, first of all, what's been going on in that world, in these different areas of the world, what's been going on. I think about it, and then I write, and the content is always so easy and it flows, and it actually really helps me kind of get clarify my thinking because I'm writing and I'm writing out my thoughts. It's like journaling, but the content flows so easily because I am just reporting. I'm not even trying to market. I'm not even trying to do this or that. I'm reporting things for example, today's email was how I worked myself out of a sale last week. And I'm literally talking about how I opened up my one-on-one coaching last week. I was having a conversation with a client, and then basically he was going to upgrade. He was thinking about it. We were talking about it. Then he said no. But obviously, it's not all bad because he said no, because, since being inside the program, he's learned to trust himself so much more. And then I speak about how, so many other programs, mentorships, or whatever you want to call them, do the exact opposite. They literally stop you from trusting yourself, and in an attempt to kind of keep you around and make you basically in a dependent relationship with them, which isn't ideal. So that's the morning done. Morning work done. Now eat, get ready, and then I've got the in-person deep dive. So we're locked in with Lewis. Just went and got a coffee, and we are about to lock in for the next 4 hours deep dive on the business. We've got the sofas, we've got the whiteboard, and we're ready to go.
Let's go.
Let's go. But without a milestone, it's like this, right? I know that this is so obvious, but like where we are versus where we want to get to. When we've got this, today's conversation is basically like, how do we do that?
Basically.
But probably the reason why, I don't know what side I'm going to use, the reason why you may have been like overwhelmed up until now is because we haven't defined this part yet, right? So it's like, everything is right, but we don't know where to fucking go, right?
Yeah.
I assume there's some stuff mentally that you want to be feeling too, because otherwise we wouldn't have started this conversation.
Yeah.
So like, how do you want to be feeling with it all?
The deliverables is that I don't want to be sat there constantly thinking I have to check on everyone all the time. That's a massive thing. Like, one of the big struggles I've got is that I feel I'm growing into pain.
Yeah.
So I can't be bothered doing touching base all the time, chasing and doing this.
So this is gonna be. So part of this is going to be because this is huge. Like the mental bandwidth that clients can possibly take up is huge, and it changes everything.
Well, more than what I should have been recently. Last year.
So one thing that's going to be really important here is the multi-tier offer, because
yes,
I have definitely got this as well, and it's not. It doesn't have to be this way. It's often just down to the expectations that's set versus anything else. So if we can set up the multi-tier offer in a way where we only have a couple of clients that we feel like we've actually set the expectation, not even feel like that we've set the expectation that we will chase them and we will keep them accountable.
Yeah.
You will feel 10 times better. If we've got 60 clients and 50 of them are in a tier where we've set the expectation, which is like, in this tier, you will get supported in these channels and on these times, but I'm not like I don't chase you up. If you want me to be like on your back, you can upgrade. That's going to be instantly giving you this like bandwidth back. The reason we start with this conversation first is because when we can start with what do we want and how do we want to operate, not everyone's going to like what we've just talked about here. Not all of your clients are going to actually like this.
No.
But the beauty is when we can start first with, well, how do we want this to be, and we stay strong with that, the clients that don't like it will just leave, which is fine.
Actually,
and then the clients that do align with it and they are okay with it, or they even like it, will stay.
For longer.
So yeah, exactly. So having this, so starting first with like, well, what do we want, and being like doing that no matter what is the best thing. So like it's the same with mine, and like my constraints when I'm going to 50k is like I'm not going to do sales calls, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, and that's not necessarily to make me more money. It's literally because I don't want to do them.
Yeah. Saying I don't want to do
yeah. It's because I don't
sales call in 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And it's going that way, but I want it to be more that way.
Yeah. So let's talk about constraints now. So 2 days only, one-to-one calls.
One-to-one calls and like, check-ins and shit like that.
Oh, on the same 2 days?
So Tuesdays you do check-ins and then Thursdays I have calls. And touch points and stuff, do you know what I mean? Basically 2 client days.
So
like 2 specific client days, yeah. And obviously that might change as it grows, but like 2 to 3, I still want to have a couple of days where I'm just focused on creative.
Well, that's the question. That's kind of what we want. That's kind of what we want to decide now, actually. You see, you said that might change when it grows.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah. We want to make the decision now of what the business is that we want, because then we make the decisions around that. So like, instead of that might change if it grows, if we know that's actually what we want to maintain, then that doesn't change as we grow. Our offers and stuff change as we grow to not not step out of that constraint.
Yeah, that's when I said that.
Yeah,
2 days would be better. And what I mean by 2 days, like the heavy stuff, like if it's one-to-one calls or Blue Mastermind or whatever, they're the heavy where I don't think about creative or anything like that.
Anything else? Anything else on constraints that's?
So no.
This is it. So this is probably going to be the biggest unlock for us today. Is going to be finding that thing, and I kind of feel like you already know it, but like finding that thing that we're not afraid to go all in on. Balls deep on, because you do just fucking believe it.
Yeah.
Like, the thing we're not going to be able to do is like, well, unless we want to engineer it towards it. The thing that's not usually a good move, and I know you don't want to do this anyway, but like, it's leaving fitness behind too much. Unless we wanted to go all the way towards something else.
No,
that's always a possibility.
Yeah.
So like, that's where I fucked up with the Power Project, right? It's like, I had these kind of similar ideas, and it worked really well for a while until I went too deep on the other things and stopped talking about like the front end thing. So we still solve a problem on the front end, but we have this aspirational identity and this like this vibe around us of this other stuff. Were you having a problem selling at 1-to-1 price, and did Light help you sell more?
No. So at one point I tested out not selling Light whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I think between December and January I took on 12 people 1-to-1.
This is what I was going to say. I don't think we need Light.
Yeah, I did not for it at all.
Yeah.
So like I only offered it as like a down sell behind the scenes.
Yeah. But here's where people can fuck off a lot of the time. So this is what I call the tide of the market, and this is how we can basically make our life really, really easy in business or really, really fucking hard. Especially with everything we've already been talking about, we run the risk of trying to sell something that no one actually asked for, or no one actually wanted in the first place, right? Because we're trying to be a bit out of the ordinary and stuff. Now, we can try and make people want something they didn't already want, but we're fighting and losing battle. Instead, what we want to do is we want to find what I call the tide of the market, which is person in pain on one side who already exists, and then their desired state on the other side that already exists. And then all we want to do, your whole like triple F flywheel and everything else. What people will do as a problem, first of all, is they'll take this person and problem and the pain, and they'll say to them, they want this. Let's say it's fat loss, and then we're like, and then people will mistakenly go, like, your idea. They're like, you don't want that. You're in this pain.
You want to be there.
Yeah, you want to be here instead, right? Yeah, honestly, that's what I did with the Power Project.
Now you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's what I did with the Power Project, and that's what kind of fucked me up, because I was trying to make these people, let's just say they wanted fat loss. There's a million different things they could have wanted. One of the verticals that could have been is they wanted fat loss, and I was like, no, you want this.
Your mindset.
Yeah, you want this shit. You want this shit. Yeah. Even though they got that problem, which what we want to do instead, and this is where your offer's going to come in. This is what I learned the hard way. Yeah, your offer wants to be a new vehicle to get them to the same place. So we want to be able to say to them, look, we decide now who it is and what their pain is, and we also decide on where they want to go, but we also decide on your offer basically being the vehicle, right? So your offer isn't trying to take them somewhere different. Your offer is a better way for them to get where they're already going. So, what are we going for right now? So who's the person?
The new way. I did a video just the other day.
Yes, yeah.
The new way, I was going to say. About like, the old way's broken, of going to the gym and doing this and meal prep, and this is the new way. So the new mechanism is like this nutritional system, balancing all that. So like, being able to polarize towards my idea, away from the old idea.
And here's the thing with the old way versus new way framework, people are clever enough to realize that a lot of the time it's bullshit. So we need a reason.
It's the same.
So we need a reason why there is an old way and a new way. In business, a lot of the time it's down to tech, or it's down to or COVID was a big one, or something like that. But we need to be able to actually logically sell their logical mind on why is there an old way and a new way? Why have things just changed? Obviously the body hasn't changed. So
because you've acquired
exactly. So the old way and the new way is only relevant to this niche. Exactly, because you've taken on more responsibilities, you're thinking about your future more, so the old way is never going to work for you anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. So then, and this is how we can tie in all of this other stuff on this side and the 5 F's and everything into something that makes sense to them now. Because we want to be able to talk about all of our message, and we want to be able to talk about all of the shit that we want to talk about. But it also, we need to be able to align it to their where they are right now as well. What happens a lot of the time, just to use like it's a different example, but it will explain this a lot. What happens a lot of the time, for example, is like mindset coaches, they sell mindset, which is the product and potentially the solution. And the amount of people that are actually going to be like solution aware to the point of how that's going to help them is going to be so slim, they barely get any sales, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to be able to do with our product and our solution, so your product is your product.
Yeah.
Your solution is basically like the the 3F and then like your signature process and your framework to do that.
Yeah.
We can talk about that shit, but if we're not able to link that to their pain, so pain is like, my arm hurts, so I go to the doctor and find out the problem of like, what is the problem here, doctor? Why is my arm hurting?
It's broken.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem, right? And that's the link. So this is where, we know these, and then we need to link it to a pain, right? So this really, really helps with messaging. So then everything can be in the same way. And this is actually going to be your signature process. So then what I'd love to see is when we're super clear on all of this stuff and it's becoming clearer and clearer, we do a launch, and then the next steps for your business and your delivery is going to be, we run a launch, get a load of people in, talking about this new messaging, this new offer. It's not a new offer, but because it's going to be...
It's an old offer repackaged.
It's a new way of talking. They're all still going to go into the same place.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have, I would probably suggest, have like a 12-week program or whatever you want it to be, 8 week or whatever, where you actually create a core curriculum for them. So they get the training and everything, but then you actually run through all of this bit, so it becomes real. You record it, and then you put it in circles, so then that's always there. So as people come in, they can go through this curriculum. So all of this is going to we're going to find leverage in all of it, if you get what I mean. Mm-hmm. What we're trying to do here, right? Any good idea, big idea, mechanism or anything, can be used in all different mediums. Mm-hmm. This is what I mean by becoming a creator as opposed to a coach, is you will have an idea and you can teach it in a million different, well, not a million, but like many, many different mediums, right? So if the triple F flywheel was going to be one of your big ideas, and you only need to be known for a few, well then you can teach it on a one-on-one call, and you run someone through the framework together. You can teach it on a training, and then they do it on a Notion fucking planner of their own. You can do it in a book or an ebook and stuff like that. Like the shit that we've just been doing there, the Indoctrination Lab, the Tide of the Market, like all of this shit. I've got trainings for this, but we're doing it together, right? So it's the same the same thing that's going on. So what you want to do is turn this triple F flywheel from an idea to like a fucking framework that people can use, and you can so you can teach on a call, on a workshop, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And we are done. Lewis is gone. Just me and the whiteboard now. This is where this is my building, by the way. It's so useful. I've got this. Every now and then I can come and grab this room for free, which is lovely. We got this is the downstairs. Don't know if you can. Just trying to get the camera to point the right way. Why is this so hard? Basically, downstairs little working area and stuff as well. I am drained. After that, we were locked in for 4.5 hours there. 4.5 hours of just being locked in, working on the whiteboard, working away. Straight, a little bit of food in between, and I am now pretty drained. I'm gonna go and I would love a coffee, but I've had too much caffeine. Maybe a decaf coffee, maybe something else. A little read, probably fall asleep a little bit, and then get back to it. But that was really good. I love these days, like I said, that we got a load of shit up on the whiteboard that we're working away on. Then got into the laptops. Pretty much set up his, basically for Lewis, like, it was all there. He's got a very, very, like, his business is doing really, really well. 6 figures plus already. And he just needed that, like, clarity on basically how can we give this offer and everything more character. So we're not just selling just like coaching because people want coaching, but we've got some uniqueness to it. We've got some character and everything else. And that's exactly what we've just been working on. We've come up with his aspirational identity, his program, how he can align it to like his values anyway. So his biggest values are basically like fitness. The three values that we're working on inside this program is fitness, family, and future / kind of like finances and stuff like future and like where we going. And we built a story and a framework and an offer around that, all linked to his own life and what he already does in his life and what he's already working on, all this kind of stuff. The aspirational identity is the hybrid man. The program is called the Hybrid Project. We created his multi-tier offer within that. And now we've just been speaking about like, what are the unique mechanisms within here? What are the deliverables? What is the multi-tier offer? What are the deliverables? What are they going to get? And basically his next move now, because like the thing is, sometimes you can come up with this stuff and then you're not really sure what to do next, you know? So like basically what he's left with now is an action plan where he's got a couple of action steps to figure out from everything that we've done here. He's got a document to write up. So it's like just houses everything that he possibly could have, or has to, sorry, my mind's fucked, has to build out and get clear on. And then literally start to put this stuff into content. And most of the time I say, like, when we're coming up with these new ideas and new uniqueness, use your content as journaling, you know? So like he's coming up with this aspirational identity that people can become called the hybrid man. But like, I told him, like, you need to define that. You can't just leave it as like hybrid man, some man that you need to define that for yourself, right? So he's going to define that. Then I tell them to use your content writing moments, your hour or 90 minutes of writing content per day, actually as journaling as well. Like, one post you should do is like, what's a hybrid man and what's the opposite of a hybrid man? Why is it good to be a hybrid man? How do you do it? When was he not a hybrid man versus when he was? But then defining all of this stuff, you know, so to really giving it context. Anyway, then he's going to be launching the program. So we went into the launch sequence and how he's going to be launching it. And then once he's now got people in it and his current clients, he's going to be over the next 12 weeks running like a core curriculum. So like running trainings and workshops and everything else inside the program to record, give to his clients, but then have a core curriculum. So then when anyone else comes in, they've got like the first 90 days to get to his first 90-day promise, first 90-day outcome, and become the hybrid man. And then it's like a 12-month program after that. Pretty good. We got a lot done, and now he's off to get to work, and I'm probably off to have a little nap. So my energy is ruined after that 4 hours. Of course it's ruined. That's standard. That's why on days like this I wake up, get my essentials done, which is basically that email, and then just not too much afterwards. Just come on a little walk now around Ancoats. Come on a little walk, getting back to client voice notes and stuff. Basically wanted to just get some sunlight in my eyes, the energy, and man, I'm ruined now. So now plan is, I'm going to finish the video here, but plan is continue to walk, get back to clients. I feel like I am actually getting ill, and I've got a huge day of calls tomorrow because I only do calls 2 days a week, which is a choice that I made that I don't want coaching calls outside of that, which sometimes makes long call days, like really long call days. So I got like, I'll be spending 6 hours on Zoom tomorrow, basically, coaching people, groups, singular people. It's quite a lot, but that's what it's all about. So not going to train today, go in the sauna, chill, make sure that I'm all good for tomorrow, because I can feel this illness coming, but I don't think it's fully there yet, if you know what I mean. And hopefully I'm not ill for tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a good day. And this is what being a creator is all about, right? What I've just done in that room. Like, I've had businesses before, or like in past offers, I was very, very valuable. Like, I was, without sounding cocky, I was a very valuable man. Like, I could add a lot of value to people's lives if I just like sat down with them like we just did today. But I was indoctrinated into this thought and this belief that I needed to have one program, one price point, blah, blah, blah. Don't get complicated with things, just have that one program.
And I literally threw away so much money and so much, not even just money, but like so much like results that I could have got people and impact that I could have given the world. I threw so much of that potential away because I would only work with people that had to fit into my exact program. And that's just not the way the world works. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone is the same. And this is what being a creator is all about. Having ideas and having frameworks and having created these things that help certain people, but then being able to deliver them in different ways. So like what I've just done in that room with Lewis, within 4 hours, he could have joined the program and done in maybe like 6 weeks, right? Like, cause everything I taught him, or we went into, obviously like I personalized it to him more, but like they are all frameworks and ideas and mechanisms that I teach inside the program. But he wanted to pay more, substantially more, right? To compress time and to get it done quicker, because everyone's slightly different and he likes it that way, right? So this is what being a creator is about. And this is what happens when you take that change from contractor to coach to creator. When you're a contractor or a coach, you can only do it in one way, right? Often, let's say it's a fitness coach, because Lewis is a fitness coach. Like, people come to you just for the done for you stuff. People come to you just so you can like teach them calories, macros, and everything else. That's very finite compared to becoming a creator. A creator has a clear, like, their own way of doing things, their own mechanisms, their own frameworks, their own things that they have created. And because of that, you can help people understand them and implement them in many, many different ways. So like the things that I've just done with Lewis, that could be a digital product. That can be a one-day group mastermind. That can be, or a multiple-day group mastermind, whichever one. That can be an in-person deep dive like it was. That could be an ebook. That could be a course. There could be so many different things. It could be a workshop. There could be so many different things. And that is the kind of, that is the real currency that we build here as creators. And think about that for yourself. Like, the real currency that is going to get you paid long term is having these ideas that you've created yourself that get people results and overcome problems that you can deliver and teach and show in many, many different ways. That's where you get this versatility. That's where people come to you, and not just all different coaches, but to you. And it is the way of the creator. That is the aligned creator way, you know? And it's just the way I want to do shit as well. Like, hopefully you're listening to this. If you're this way all the way into the video, you probably listen to this and think that sounds good. Some people won't, and that's cool too. But it's the way I want to do shit. I don't just want to be, you know, a boring coach of any sort, business coach, whatever coach. I want to have my own ways and my own ideas and and I want to be able to use my creativity to do this stuff. And that is exactly what we do, you know, and that's exactly what I've just done there. So it's fun. That is probably everything. I'm going to finish the video here. Thank you for watching.